Hello, teacher. My name is Viviana, and I am with.
Julián Arias.
Mhm. Okay, today we are going to present our final project presentation. So, I will explain a little bit about how is our methodology. So, basically, what we made was an interactive game. So, Kevin will play, but we also will explain all the topics and we are going to talk about some exceptions about these grammatical structures or topics. So, welcome to Grammar Quest. This is an interactive game designed to help players master essential grammar such as conditionals, relative clauses, passive voice, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. The aim of Grammar Quest is to make learning engaging through a variety of sentence-based challenges.
Okay, in this game, players will answer multiple choice questions, each with subtle exceptions that test their understanding of grammar rules. Points are awarded for each correct answer, and with explanations provided for any tricky parts or exceptions. So, development, the game rules. First, each grammar topic has 10 questions. Has 5 questions, each with 4 options.
Mm. So, let's start, Kevin. So here we have our first questions that says, if I, in this case, we have a be, like our verb, you, I would take that job over. So take in mind that in the second conditional, we use were for all subjects, including I, to express hypothetical situations. For example, if I were you, suggest that I am not you, but is used to give advice based on the imagined scenario. So in this case, the correct option is were.
Okay, the second question say if it be sunny, we could go to the beach. In this case, the past simple form of be is were, even when referring to the singular it. The sentence expresses the idea that it's not currently sunny and it's unlikely to become sunny. Therefore, going to the beach is a hypothetical possibility. So in this case, the correct answer is B, where.
Perfect. Okay, here I have our third questions that says, if you ask like the verb, politely, she might help you. So this is an example of a first conditional with a modal verb that in this case is might in the result clause. Describing a likely outcome, we use the present simple ask. So the correct answer here, how I say it, is.
In this question, if he be taller, he will play basketball. In the second conditional, where is used with all subjects for hypothetical situations. For example, if he were taller, implies that he is not taller. But if he were, he would play basketball. So in this case, the answer, correct answer is where.
So here we have our last questions that says, if you call like a bird, me and I will come over. So in the first conditional, we need to remember that the present form, in this case, call, that is our verb, follows if to indicate a real possibility in the future. So in this case, the correct answer is call.
So, in the second topic, we have related clauses. In related clauses, add information to a sentence by defining or giving more details about a noun. They often begin with who, whom, which, or that. Who is used for people. For example, the man who lives here. Which is used for things. For example, the book which on the table. That can be used for people or things. For example, the girl that won or the book that is read. Whose shows possession. For example, the girl whose dog is missing. So we have an exception in non-defining related clauses that cannot be used. For example, correct. It's like my brother who lives in Paris is a chef, and incorrect is my brother that lives in Paris is a chef. So in the first question, the car who, which, or that I bought last year is very fast. In this question, that is used in a restricted clauses, where the information is essential to the sentence meaning. Sorry. Here, the clause that I bought last year specify which car, so that is the correct answer.
Perfect. Okay. The second question says the person who wished that you met yesterday is my cousin. So here, whom is used when referring to people as an object pronoun in formal language. Since you met requires an object, in this case, my cousin, so whom is correct here. However, is causal use. Who is also common. So in this case, the correct answer is home.
Okay, in the third question, the movie Who, Which, or That was directed by Christopher Nolan was a huge success, which is used in a non-restricted clauses to add extra information. The clause which was directed by Christopher Nolan is additional information about the movie and is set off by comments. In this question, the correct answer is which.
Perfect. We have the fourth question that says the house who wished that we stayed in last summer had a beautiful garden. So in this case, in a restrictive clause, that can refer to places when it is essential to the meaning. So here the clause that we stayed in last summer specifies which house. So that is appropriated. So in this case, the correct answer is that.
So, in the last question, we have I visit the museum who, which, or that has the largest dinosaur exhibit. In this case, which is used for things or place in a restricted clauses. And here identifies the museum. That could also be used in a restricted clauses, though which is more common when adding specified details about things. In this case, the correct answer is which.
Perfect. Okay. Now, let's talk about our third topic that is passive voice. So, the passive voice shifts the focus from the subject performing the action to the object being acted upon. It is often used when the subject is unknown or unimportant. For example, instead of saying the mechanic repaired the car, the passive is the car was repaired by the mechanic. So we have some like grammar tenses. I mean, for example, present simple passive. For example, the cake is made by the baker every day. We have for past simple passive, and I have an example that says the cake was made by the baker yesterday. And we also have future passive that says, for example, the cake will be made tomorrow. So we don't use passive voice for all sentences. Avoid passive in the door agent. It is important in noun. For example, Shakespeare wrote Hamlet, not Hamlet was written by Shakespeare, unless the focus is on Hamlet itself. So let's start with our first questions. That's okay. So here we have our first question that says the novel, right, in this case is our verb by Hemingway. So in the passive voice, the past participle is used after a verb to be. So taking that in mind, we conclude that the correct option is was written.
So, in the second question, a new bridge built across the river next year. Remember that future passive voice use will be plus past participle. So, in this case, the correct option is will be built.
Perfect. Okay. Our third question says the cake make as a verb by the chef every morning. So in the present simple past in or plus past participle. The sentence indicates an habitual action or situation that is done every morning. So is made is the correct option.
In the fourth question, the homework check by the teacher right now, we have to remember in the present continuous passive, we use is, am, or are being, plus past participle to indicate an action happening right now. Here is being checked shows that the action is going. So in this case, the correct option is being checked.
Okay. And for the last question that says to meet as a verb by the team are ready. So in the present perfect passive we use has or have been. Always we need to use been plus past participle to indicate a completed action with relevance to the present. So in this case, the correct option is has been submitted.
Okay. So in the fourth topic, the present perfect is used to connect past actions to the present. It is often used with unspecific time expressions like ever, never, already, yet, and just. For ongoing actions up until now, we use since and for. For example, I have worked in here since 2015 for 5 years. Be careful with verbs like know, like, understand, which, or static verbs, and often avoid continuous forms. For example, I have known him for years, not I have been knowing him for years. For years. So, in the first question, we have she already finished her homework. So remember, past perfect use has or have plus past participle. Already indicates computation. So in this case, the correct answer is, has already finished.
Okay, on the second option that we have here that says, I have visited Paris last year. So, Kevin, can you please answer that question? What do you think?
Okay, I mean, it's true.
Okay, I will explain you a little bit. So, we need to remember that present perfect cannot be used for the specific past time expressions like yesterday or last year. So, in this case, that sentence is incorrect because we have last year. So we need to put it like in the past simple, not in the present perfect. So the correct answer, but in past simple, eh, is I visited Paris last year.
So, in the third question, they live in the zone since 2000. The since signals are a starting point in the past, often requiring the present perfect. So, in this case, the correct answer is have lived.
Perfect. Okay. And the next question say he and not seen his friends for a long time. Okay, remember that the present perfect is used with with for a long time to indicate an action that hasn't occurred over a period leading up to now. The negative form hasn't seen also combines that the action hasn't taken place during this period. So in this case, the correct answer is hasn't seen.
Okay, and the last question. I not travel abroad since last year. With since last year as a specific point in the past, the present perfect is used to describe an action that hasn't occurred from that time until the present. So, in this case, the correct answer is haven't traveled.
Now, we are going to talk about our last topic that is present perfect continuous. That is actually my favorite. So, the present perfect continuous emphasizes the duration of an activity that started in the past and continues in the present. It is commonly used with since and for to express ongoing actions. Also, it focuses on the process of the action, not just the result. I mean, for example, I have been reading is a sentence that focuses on the activity, but I have read is a sentence that focuses on completion. So let's start with the questions. So in this opportunity, Kevin will help me. So, Kevin, you will answer all the questions, and at the end, I will give you extra information. Okay? So, the first question says, they live in this neighborhood since 2015. Kevin, which option is correct for you?
I mean, the correct option is have been living.
Perfect. The second question says, she studied English for 5 years. Which is the correct option?
Okay, the correct option is has been studying.
Perfect. Okay, the third question says, we wait for you for over an hour, which is the correct answer.
In this case, the correct answer is have been waiting.
Perfect. The fourth question says, they work on this project since January, which is the correct option, Kevin.
The correct option is have been working.
Perfect. The last question is an interesting question, actually. So it says, I have been knowing him. Do you think that sentence is correct?
So in this question, I think it's true. It's correct.
Okay, I will explain you a little bit about it. So, not all verbs work well in the continuous form. Stative verbs, for example, know, love, and understand, aren't usually used in the continuous form. Instead, we say, I have known him for years, not I have been knowing him. That is basically the explanation about that the question. So I think we have already finished. Thank you for your attention and thank you for everything. I hope you really enjoyed this interactive game. And that's all.
Thank you very much.